Hello everyone and welcome to Tier 1. It's round 2 this evening, coming to you from America. Austin, more specifically, the circuit of the Americas, and the championship battle is heating up. And ignore those standings on the screen because I got them wrong. I unintentionally missed out remains, so sorry about that, Alpine. But yeah, ignore that. But Babalas is with me this evening. How are you doing? Looking forward to a good race.
Good evening, everybody. I'm expecting a big race today, and especially with all the competitors fighting very close to each other. I'm hoping for the best race in the calendar.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting track, but we better get into it because, well, qualifying is underway, and many of the drivers will be wanting to get some good laps in to start the session. So, have you driven this track much yourself, Babalas, or is it
Yes,
quite
and
new?
I have to say that it's for me, at least for me, because I'm not a very fast driver like yourself. Uh, it's a hard track because you have to do a two pit stop strategy.
Yeah, well, we did see yesterday in Tier 2 that the one stop is probably the viable option, medium to hard, but there is a possibility if you want to do soft, medium, medium, or even 2 sets of soft and 1 medium.
I don't know how degradation the tires will have after ending the race, because one stop is okay, saves you a little bit of time through the pit lane and stuff, but it's about the tires. How fast can the tires be? How people can preserve the tires on the track to have the grip to overtake and move fast to get positions.
Yeah, and yesterday we did see in Tier 2, the delta between the medium and the hard is pretty small. It'd almost say they're exactly almost the same pace, near or less, take a tenth or two. So, I mean, the medium hard is a good strategy, and that's what everyone did yesterday. So we'll expect we'll see the same today. Maybe some gambling with the softs early on. But Meepo, who won yesterday's Tier 2 race, is driving this evening, and he's starting his first lap of the session. And yeah, it is a difficult track to drive as well, regardless of the strategy, because there are a lot of places you can spin it if you're not careful on the throttle, which I found out yesterday twice. I don't want to be reliving that again. That's been in my nightmares this evening. Losing a podium due to 2 spins and getting P7. Happened last week as well. So I'm not having a very good time of it so far. But it's not about me.
Personally, if I would race in any championship, I would go for a two-stop. I'd rather go for a two-stop rather than one. I would use medium, soft, medium, hard, medium, and so to get the best performance out of the tires.
Yeah, they do go off pretty quick, the mediums, around lap 8, 9. You got to be careful with the degradation, as 2 cars very close together. Meepo is a second and a half off, so that must have been a very safe banker lap. And Kiko, who won the race last week but was demoted to P4 due to penalties, has gone P1 just in P2, and Loft P3, who's been very good so far. Jari, though, is about to put in his first lap as well, so you better keep an eye on him, because he can go straight to the top of the timing boards without any warning.
Although you mentioned the penalties, this track gives plenty of penalties if you're not careful.
Yeah, it does. We saw that yesterday as well. I'm talking about yesterday a lot, but it is the only race we've seen this week at Kota, and on this game as well, because all these tracks in the new calendar are all the ones we didn't race at last season. Jari goes P2 with a 33.1. A 31 would have been impressive. I expect we will get well into the 32s today.
Dino Span.
Yep, at the hairpin before the back straight. Difficult corner there with locking up, and all those drivers saying that it's going to be very difficult I can't remember the number of the corner, but where you're turning and braking the left-hander after the back straight, where Tino's coming towards now, is a difficult corner. The one with the double apex. So yeah, Danny was promoted to win the race and last week, and if you watch that back, the highlights from which you can see on the YouTube channel, little plug there, you can see that Danny came from absolutely nowhere and shocked me and AR Gamer that he finished P4, and thanks to post-race penalties from the FIA, he's now leading the championship.
It's early in the championship. So we will have to see how his performance will stay on course for the next races.
Yep, and consistency has been a bit of a, not a problem for Danny, but something that lets him down every now and then. We know he's got the pace, but to be consistent means you're fighting for a championship position and fighting in the top 3 almost every race. He's definitely able to do that, and we'll be hoping he can make a good effort of it today, and I wouldn't put it past him to get another win if the opportunity arises.
Retired.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because no one has a quality ban. Danny on the mediums, 33.8, 7/10 off pole. Not too bad on the mediums. Yeah, they don't have a quality ban. I don't understand that. Icewind and Makenda, I think both of them retired in the quali last week as well, if I remember correctly.
Maybe they're going for the driver of the day?
Yeah, cheeky strategy.
Yeah, you stay behind, you are faster than the others, you know that, and you overtake as many places as you can. Good evening, Wimpy. Welcome to our stream today. How you
Hello,
doing?
Wimpy. And the Ocean Chief is talking to himself in chat. He says hello, and then Slipstream League Racing says hello back, which is in fact probably him.
So we have the moderator in the chat, guys. You can ask him anything you want.
Kiko starting his lap now. 33.0 was his first attempt. Let's ride on board as there's going to be a bit of traffic into turn 1. Mercedes, who has span, that would have put Kiko off, but thankfully it ghosted and he has gone right through it, and he continues through the S's. Let's take you on board for this lap of the USA. The Alpine looking very good in the bright Texas sunshine. Slightly down on his time. This is a difficult corner. You've got to maximise the exit, but it's quite easy to spin. Keep close to the apex of this blind corner, and this is pretty blind as well. The hairpin until you come right to the last very moment. Make sure you hit the apex onto the power. Bit of short shifting if you need it, and down the back straight. DRS open as early as you can. Now this one you want to be using all the track on the entry, so all the way to the right onto the curb. And cutting some of it on the inside as well. You can get on the power pretty early into this. Brake later than you think, because he's 1/10 up into this very technical section. This is the corner where drivers find it quite difficult to brake and then turn and avoid locking up. This is a brilliant corner, isn't it? The flat-out right-hander with 3 apexes. And then this is a fun one as well. Chucking the car in on the power. Hope that you keep it within the white lines, which Kiko does very well. He's going to come across the line.
He was lucky. He was lucky.
He was, but he's the first this weekend into the 32s.
Yes, but I think at the long straight and the DRS straight was a little bit slow. I only saw 316 kilometers per hour, or it was just me?
I don't know, I'm in miles per hour, so I've got a different reading to you, but So yeah, some drivers here like to run high downforce, just because of the technical section in the dirty air in Sector 1 especially is really bad. But that can cost you when it comes to the race and top speed when you want to make any overtakes. Justin was on a run, but he made a mistake and went wide, so he'll have to restart that or come into the pits.
So we have Danny's on the outlap with the soft now.
Yeah. Tino as well, who was took pole last week, is retired also.
I told you they are going after the driver of the day. I can't find any other explanation.
Yeah, it is quite bizarre. Copy is looking to get his first valid lap of the session with only 6 minutes remaining. Purple Sector 2. Danny as well. On the softs for the first time.
Danny is starting up.
And Copy goes P2.
Nice. He was waiting to get some rubber on the track.
Yeah, I would imagine he wouldn't have another opportunity to do another lap now. I think this is the last lap that he's going to be able to put in, unless the time is wrong. Danny, Purple Sector 1, already improving by 0.2 on his medium run.
Is Danny going to make it to P1?
He could. I don't know. 0.2 in the first sector is pretty good. He won't gain so much in the second because it's mainly just straight and that grip advantage isn't so big. But the third sector we should gain around 0.5 or so. But let's see as he's about to come through the sector split. 0.7 up already. So I think he might go pole here.
Do we have a bet? Yeah? I'll buy you a beer.
Virtually.
Last corner. Nice exit. Oh, this is a big improvement.
Yeah, just on to pole. That will be his last lap then. I wouldn't imagine he has time for another, unless he's got enough fuel to start again.
He may have fuel, but he won't have the ERS available for a little slip off.
P7 for a Desi currently. Is he on the lap? Yes, I think he is. who we got.
Danny's going to the pits. Maybe he has enough time to go back out again.
I don't think so. If the time is right, then I don't think he has enough time at all, really. Is this Kiko on a run? He only has to improve by a quarter of a tenth. He's over.
Improving by 30 millimeters of the second.
So just enough.
Bit
wide there.
Writing to you. Oh no.
Doesn't improve in the end. So that's his session over and done with. Yenab up to P4, we missed that. And quite a few people on outlaps now as it comes towards the end of the session. How about Loth? He's about to start. Yeah, Danny won't get out again, that's for sure. Neither will Desi. But everyone else are out on the track.
So we have a lot of people in their final lap. Copy just started his hot lap.
Yep, let's keep an eye on him. Has he? Yeah, I think the game seems to get rid of the outlap message when they're in the third sector now, which I think is new.
Do you think somebody's gonna improve?
Yeah, I think most people are going to improve that are on laps, to be honest. So it does ramp up quite quickly, this track. We want to keep an eye on Jari as well, of course. Kiko and Yenab are done for today. They come into the pits. Right, let's go to the line and see who's crossing it. Romain has just crossed the line. He's improved, but not position-wise. Meepo is going to be the next one across the line, although it says he's 7 tenths down on my screen. Let's see if that's true. It is. Copy is going to finish on Fox.
Yari improves.
Oh, yeah, missed that. Yari up to P2. Crystals across the line has invalidated his lap. Lucas, what can he do? He goes P4.
We have a front row lockout from McLaren.
Yeah, we do. Unless Pemi, who's the only one left, can improve. What did Copy do? Oh yeah, Copy hasn't come across the line yet. He's about to do it right now, but he's going slow. So he's not going to improve. Justin into the pit lane, and Pemi up to P8. So that's the grid, although, yeah, Tonari has invalidated, so there is the grid. Front row lockout, as you said, Babalas for McLaren, with Kiko P3.
Do you think they are going to have team orders for somebody to step ahead and hold the others back?
Well, I mean, if they want to win the Constructors, that's sort of the thing you would do, but Jari and Danny are both very fast drivers, and I think they have the capability of just running away on their own, to be honest, without help from each other. And also, they both have equal chance of winning the championship this season, so I doubt that will happen at this stage of the season, but we'll see.
There we go. I will say something. I don't know if they will do it, but if I was in their shoes, I would use the tag alone method. You know, you go in front in one lap, You fill, you let your teammate fill up his ERS. Okay, and on the next lap you switch. Did I say it again correctly?
Yeah, that's right. If you're using the DRS together, and you'll be able to get a bit more time, both cars, away from the
But
field.
you have to say, we have to admit that the three top drivers are under 1/10 of a second.
Yeah. And it is quite hard to break DRS train here, as we saw yesterday in Tier 2. All the way up until like lap 24, I think. The top 7 were all within 3 seconds. So no formation lap, if Danny's remembered correctly. Which he didn't last week.
Too bad that they haven't fixed the bug yet.
Yeah. It's annoying.
Matthew says McLaren are showing off. Probably.
So we'll, when the race calms down, we'll have a look at tyres, which is probably a disadvantage of not having the formation lap, because we can't have a look at strategy before the race, because we'll be right into it. As we're about to be right into it now, as the drivers are just finalising their strategies, spamming the fuel to get it down to the minimum it will give you, because it doesn't consume much here. Well, it's a front row lockout for the McLarens. And we didn't have any sound, but we've got it now. And Danny has got away. Kiko up the inside. Yari risks losing a position to Lucas here. And he does. No collisions in turn 1 yet. There's a bit of spinning going on down the field. But Jari, side by side with Lucas in the S's. Fox gets a 5-second penalty. Jari has to give that one up as Lucas barges his way past. Kiko down to P4 now, though. He started P2. And that's a good start for Danny, getting away. A 6th, 10th gap now out front. And Justin is very close on the back of Copy. So is the Alpine of Remain, who looks to go for a dive bomb into the hairpin, but he can't. In fact, he's been targeted by Loff himself, who's gone for the audacious move. I saw that from Samim yesterday on myself. Yenab up into P5. I think that's where he started, but his teammate Adesi has dropped all the way down to P10. There is Meepo, who's having a go on Loft and Adesi, as we say that, and the Red Bull of Icewind, who's already up into P13 after starting at the back of the grid, likewise with the teammate McKenna, who's up in 16th. Adesi is losing positions like a fly. I wonder if he's got damage, because he's started P7 and he's been spun round, and that's going to add to his woes, as he's all the way down in P17 now. So that's the worst start possible for Adesi as Tino gets past Kebab. Icewind up into P12 past his fellow countryman Tunari. But it's Danny who leads the race. Let's have a quick look at tyres if we get the chance. Everyone, no we don't. Copy up the inside of Yenab. Lucas was also being attacked by Kiko, but he holds on to the position. Take over Babalas, because I might run out of breath.
I'm staying back with Tunari and Icewind. They are fighting all the way from the first lap, and now they are forming a gap from the other drivers, though. Crystallis is getting a little bit behind, over half a second, but Icewind is going to overtake Love, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, Loft making a move of his own now on Meepo. Maybe the best form of defence is attack in this situation. And Icewind all over the back of Meepo now, who went wide onto that artificial grass off the side of the track. And he's lost positions, but as we know with Meepo, he's very good on the dive bomb and he gets it done. He's back up into P10, although Loft wants to keep fighting this. There's so much action on the track. Perry and Remain up ahead, side by side too. There comes Icewind up the inside, looking to get involved in this little scrap going on between the two Ferrari powered cars. and Icewind is going to
Icewind
go
is
up the
definitely.
inside. This is wonderful racing from these three, and Icewind, is he going to get 2 moves done in one? He almost gets pushed off the track, does well to keep it in the right direction. He's up to P11, and he's got Meepo in his sights up next. Icewind is absolutely ruthless at this race start. He's been
Oh!
tagged, and he's span
Oh
round,
no!
and all his work has been undone.
He's going to the pits. He's in the pits now.
That's so frustrating. A dream
Oh
start for
my
Icewind.
God.
P20 to P11 in 3 laps. And he gets tagged from behind, I think. That's very unfortunate for him. He can't do anything about that.
It hurt me more than it hurt him. I'm still can't believe what happened to me.
Yeah, it's not a pretty sight. But there's plenty of drivers still close together. Yeah, as I'm saying, everyone on the mediums, or actually no, it's like
attacking on
yeah.
the turn 12.
Yep, getting close to Lucas, who's on those hards. As we say, that strategy, most people are on the hards. It's only Kiko, Copy, Remain, Pemi, Loff, Boosted, and now Icewind, who's on the mediums.
Hunt says, I will never talk about Icewind again. Every time I talk about him, he gets spammed. Do you believe that we will see a safety car?
Well, I thought we would. There wasn't a safety car in Tier 2. I don't know. Not sure. No one's retired as of yet. I can't really say. But they are very close together, so there's quite a high chance of someone coming into a collision. But yeah, the medium runners can pit around lap 10 and go to the end comfortably on the hards. Tino sets the fastest lap, but he's way down the field. We missed what happened to him. He's in P19. 20 seconds off the pack.
But he's closing the gap. It was 22 seconds. A couple of laps behind.
Yeah, so maybe the hards are quite a fast tyre. As I said, there's not much of a delta between the two. Pemi is looking on Remain. Can he do anything into the hairpin? In fact, it's Remain who was looking on Justin, but Pemi getting very close to the rear end. As Desi gets past Makenda, but up ahead, Crystals and Tunari are going side by side.
And then he's going to lose the position again. This has went from the inside. He had better traction. I told you, it's going to be a fascinating race today.
Yep, very action-packed so far. As Makenda is in the pits. That can't be a scheduled pit stop, because he's only on 3-lap-old hards. Danny, as I say in chat, out of DRS of his teammates, so he's well out in front. Doesn't have too much to worry about at the moment. Pemi's still looking on Remain.
As with the mediums, setting the fastest time, the fastest lap.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Lucas overtaken by Kiko. I should be paying attention.
I'm reading the chat because they are saying about the degradation of the mediums in a couple of laps and how people have to take advantage of the medium tires in order to stay ahead. after the pit stop.
Yep, well, Danny's fallen back into his teammate's DRS now. Meepo with the penalty. Very close here from P6 to P9. Probably the closest battle.
Yeah, I'm saying to those drivers because you don't know what you're gonna say. Femi lost the spot?
Pardon? Sorry.
Femi lost the position, or it's me? Or no?
No. I think he was on the back of Remain having a look. Couldn't do anything about it this time around.
No, no. Meepo and penalty, rest in peace. We have 20 laps to go. Don't say anything is done.
Yeah, of course, and it's never done in league racing anyway, because anyone can do anything.
And not to mention he's on the hards right now.
Yeah. So the strategy will come into play. So Justin under threat there from the Alpine, but safe at the moment. And then Remain there. 3-second time penalty. They're going to come in, like you said, Babalas, pretty regularly. Quite easy to get a penalty at this track.
Yeah, they didn't fix the limits of the track, especially in the last corner before the pit lane. You can get a penalty very easy.
Yeah, it's seeing the drivers running wide there in real life as well. Let's ride on board with Remain and see how he handles the car through the S's. It's a very entertaining track to drive when you get into rhythm. But to overtake, it's quite a bit harder, especially when you're in a DRS train.
It's not my favorite track, to be honest, because I don't like the first sector.
Oh, I love the first sector.
All the swinging and turning, I hate it. I hate it.
Well, I think Justin is going to have a good opportunity here on Yenab. We've seen that you can fight it back if you keep it on the outside, but Yenab unable to do that at the moment.
Love is attacking Meepo again.
Yeah, Meepo not the fastest at the moment. Closing up into turn 1 is Remain, but yeah, that's always a problem around this track. You can't really get a good exit onto any of the straights if in the dirty air, so it's difficult to overtake.
Thankfully, we didn't see any dive bombs.
Yeah, well, we saw one from Meepo, but it was pretty clean.
Yeah, that was not a dive bomb. When I say dive bombs, I mean bombs.
Like from 200 meters back.
Yeah.
Tunari has spun.
Oh.
Right, I think we might see another position change here with Remain on Yenab. Unless Yenab has DRS. Meepo got a bit wide there. He does have DRS, but I think he's still going to be behind. In fact, I didn't even enable telemetry, so sorry about that. Meepo and Loff side by side as we come into the corner after the straight. Loff is ahead. And Yenab now under attack from Remain. They're going side by side into the double right-hander. And Remain gets that done. So Yenab down from P6 to P8 now. Losing a few positions.
Maybe he's pushing a little bit harder.
Yeah, Jarry very close to Danny. I don't know what they're doing in terms of team orders, but there's been no attempt at an overtake so far as Yenab goes deep into turn 1. And at this level, that mistake can cost you quite badly. But not a problem this time around.
Yenab is trying to avoid Primi from behind and trying to stay close to Rom.
Yeah, he needs to get back in that DRS as quick as possible. And quite a lot of drivers running out of ERS quite early on in this race. Jarry is one of them, who's in the DRS zone.
Yenab is only 8% DRS, has only 8% DRS. So I wonder how he will take if he's stuck outside the DRS zone.
Yeah, well, he's got 0% now as well. Loff and Meepo very close again. No dive bomb this time from Meepo. Bit of a train forming behind the Ferrari. And I think around this next lap and the lap after, we'll see the medium runners pitting. Kiko has a good chance, and I think he will take the lead when Danny and Jarry come out on. But obviously they're going to be on fresh mediums, so they'll be a lot faster.
Ooh, a lockup from Romy. We have the poll completed. Danny 50% of the votes to win the race, with Kiko and Yari at 25.
Yes. So, well, it looks at the moment like it'll be a McLaren 1-2. But, as you said, you never know what can happen. 18 laps remaining, which is almost a race in itself. Remain very close, but he does have that penalty on Justin. Copy has been quiet so far in this race, which isn't a bad thing. He's kept his P5 position, and he's doing pretty nicely. So no one on mediums has come into the pits yet.
I believe it will be about 13th lap.
Yeah, you can go to the end from 10 and get a good undercut, but the thing is, not many people are running mediums, so you may as well leave it until you absolutely need a pit. There's no point of going for an undercut because the hard runners are going to stay out late anyway.
We don't know the conditions of the tires. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Only the drivers know. Only the drivers do. But I'm stuck with Yenab. He's gathering some ERS and then use it all to stay close to Romy. I'm watching him for a couple of laps now.
Yeah, you only gain about 5% each lap without using any ERS. So once it's gone, it's gone. So you need to manage it well in the early part of the race, which he hasn't seemed to be able to do so far.
Maybe he knows he's not as fast as Rom is now because he's on the hards. And that's why he uses all his ERS, just to stay close and use the DRS to drag him.
Quite possibly.
We have an info. Lof is about to pitch. That's the information we get from the chat.
And there he goes. First one to blink off the mediums, and it's a lot later than that. Well, not a lot later. I would have expected someone to be on lap 10 or 11 to pit, but he's going to do it now. Not much to gain from it, not much to lose from it, because most people are on the hards and will go to the mediums later on, so he probably wants to build that gap to those cars as quick as possible. For his sake, he'll hope he's not in traffic. He comes out sandwiched between the two Aston Martins. He's got cold tyres, so he might be overtaken by Kebab here.
So we don't have. We have a Desi close to Crystals, fighting for a place to the top 10.
Oh, someone's off. It's Lucas. Lucas's span, I think. And he's lost many positions down to P9, and that promotes everyone else. Kiko into the pit, so all of a sudden this race has come to life, as he'll want to get the undercut on the top two and hopefully emerge in front of them, which he should. And Lucas, after spinning once, still being in P7, I think, has retired in the pit lane. It's a great camera angle, that, out the pit lane. You can see all the cars thundering towards turn 1. Crystal's close to Fox, but can't do anything. Another... Oh, that's just Lucas.
I wonder why he retired.
Yeah, I mean...
don't know why he retired. You have a chance to get some points, even if you're dropping back in the table.
Yeah, that's how we think, Babalas, but when you're extremely fast, I guess you'll be annoyed that you've just lost the podium position or something.
You're telling me something, so...
Or am I dragging you down to my height, to my depths of slowness?
I'm slower than you, okay? Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk. But you're telling me, because Verstappen is fast and he spins in a race, he retires?
Well, yeah.
That's the logic?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but you won't win the championship without points.
Of course. You can't really retire in any race, to be honest. Out of choice. Because that happens to you involuntarily enough. So you've got to take the points where it comes. But that's what Lucas decided, to retire in the pit lane. So he won't be in the race anymore. Justin now, 10 seconds behind as Romain comes into the pits. Let's see where he comes out compared to Kiko. He'll obviously be behind, but by how much will maybe give us an indication as to how much time the undercut is gaining here at the moment.
Kiko is behind Fox with 13. Cristal is DNF on wet?
That's a classic Crystals thing. Yeah, Chief's saying that he's reporting issues with his wheel. So he's probably had to retire because of that. Romain now very close as he comes out the pit lane to copy. Tino yet to pit, up into P11. No, he's fighting for P10 now. Look at this. This is a good battle side by side. Can't get it done. Although Romain does have colder tyres. They're probably up to temperature by now, you would imagine. Tino is going to be all over the back of him into this hairpin. And he's all alongside him now. Kiko past Fox. He gets past some of the traffic, but he is losing time, which isn't going to help his race. Tino past Romain. But what can Romain do is he's going to fight that back. This is not what he wanted, because Justin was in a battle with him, and he can't really lose any time, because when Justin pits, he might come out ahead on the faster tyre, which would be the worst result possible for the Alpine.
I don't know if the rumors are true, but in real F1 they are planning to remove the blankets from the cars. So if that happens, I don't know what will happen to this game with the tire temperature.
Yeah, well, they use the blankets in the pit lane at the moment. It still comes out at like 75 degrees, doesn't it? The tyres after a pit stop, and that's bad enough. Imagine going out the hards on like 40-degree tyres. Or if there are no blankets, it'll be like 20, won't it? So that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
this is a consideration from the federation because they want to be more competitive or something. I don't know exactly why.
But it's going to take you like 2 or 3 laps to get your tyres up to working temperature. I imagine the first race that happens in the next game, there will be 10 spins after everyone's pit stops. Or something ridiculous.
I don't know. I'm still waiting to see what happens.
Oh, Pemi and Tunari. Oh, the two Williams. Some weaving there. And up ahead, Romain is overtaken by Tino again. So he just got past, and Danny gets a 3-second time penalty. And we missed
Oh,
him
come on,
lose the
Danny.
lead. He lost the lead to Jarry as well, which we missed. That's not going to help his chances for winning the race at all. The hard runners can pit from now on. As we say that, Fox comes in and he'll go to the end on mediums. You would imagine. Not onto the wets like crystals.
I think it's a little bit too early for the mediums.
Yeah, I think so.
A little bit. If it was 18th lap, I would say, okay, 10 laps to go. Or even 17th, you have 1 lap to warm up the tires and then give your best. Tonight is 3-second penalty.
Yeah, I think that's his second today. Meppo got a second one as well.
Kebab is in the pit lane with the mediums. I told you it's a track that it is wide. You don't think you will get a penalty, and you still get a penalty by touching the white line.
Yeah. Kiko being held up massively here by Desi and Meepo. Tino and Romain fighting yet again. Romain gets back past. Jarry comes into the pit lane.
He may be in traffic, but Meepo and Adesi have to do their own race. They are not obliged to let Kiko pass.
Yeah, of course. Now, Jarry, for Danny's sake, he'll want him to come out in the middle of traffic, but it's not going to happen. He's going to be in completely clean air, and Danny has to do something extremely special to win the race.
Yeah, maybe Yari will do what I told you in the start of the stream. Keep everybody behind in order to give a safe distance. Oh, Tino, what a fight.
Well, yeah, and side by side between Yenab and Pemi as well. In the S's, we don't see this two very often, going side by side, such high speed corners. Cold tyres for Pemi. Yenab as well. There we go.
So now Danny has to increase his gap about to 20 seconds, I think. The pit lane is not that big.
Yeah.
So I think if he gets about 20 seconds worth of gap, he will be in front.
I think so. But for Danny now, if his objective is to win the race, you have to stay out. He's not going to lose to Kiko at the moment. What does he do? He does come into the pit lane, so he's going to be behind Jarry again.
He was losing time. He was losing the gap.
Yeah, and Kiko lost to Jarry as well. He could lose P2 here as well with his penalty. But there's still 10 laps to go, and anything can happen. safety cars, penalties, crashes, etc. Well, let's see where he comes out compared to Kiko. He's on cold tyres, he's quite far ahead, but remember Kiko is on those hards, so he shouldn't be a threat really. He should be able to pull that gap. There's Justin, his past copy, who loses his first position in the race, and he's down to P6.
We have a battle back in the 10th place. Tino, Fox, everybody's fighting.
I think that's just a few people pitting there.
Yeah, we are gonna have fights with a fresh set of tires.
Indeed.
Now we will have to wait and see if Danny is gonna increase the gap between him and Kiko, because he's closing down on Yari. I don't know if he's gonna overtake him at the end, but he really wants to be in the DRS zone, I think. So we have a...
Oh! Remain a span! And he hasn't got any damage, but he's off the track. And he's going to have to settle for P10.
We have Hunt saying Adesi gambling on late safety car, I guess.
Yeah, staying out on the old hards. Jari fastest lap, pulling away from Danny. Copy's lost a lot of time to Justin. Oh, and he's going to lose a position here to Yenab as well. Yari, 3-second time penalty. Anything could happen, and it has. So they're even now. P1 and P2, the two McLarens, both with a penalty. And,
yeah,
well, Kiko...
who wants to be the champion?
Yeah.
They will have to talk it out. I'll give you this race, you will give me that race, you know? Because it's on the level now. Kiko is 4.3 seconds behind, so they don't have anything. They don't have something to fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, if they do the race calmly, keep their pace, and don't get any more penalties, because right now, if Kiko goes to 3.1, he's very close to getting the second place.
Yeah, and if these two are fighting for the lead on the last couple of laps, Kiko could close that gap pretty quickly and potentially snatch a win. Let's see what happens. Adesi still yet to pit. Yellow flags. That is Romain. Span again. Romain? Yeah, Romain. He keeps changing his name. That rhymed as well. That's pretty good.
He wants to give us a hard time.
Oh, Tino was off as well, I think. Was he? No. No, it wasn't.
No, I don't.
Maybe that was Meepo.
I don't see something.
Well, there's no one in the whole track under a second apart from Tunari. Make sure to ask your questions for interview at the top of the chat. If you want a specific driver and got a specific question, just type it in there and we'll make sure to ask them. Mikenda pits for softs. Meepo again.
3-second time penalty. We see Danny increasing the gap from Kiko. He knows he has a penalty. That's why he's pushing a little harder.
Yeah, Adesi as well is definitely counting on the safety car. If it doesn't come, well, he's still got a pretty decent gap, but I imagine he'll be out the points when he eventually has to pit. Tino passed Fox, who's a reserve for today. And he gets up into P11. Desi into the pit lane. He will go into the softs now, you would imagine, with only 7 laps left.
The softs can provide enough grip and traction for 7 laps. Plus they hit up faster, so
Oh, he goes
he's
into
not
medium.
gonna... Mediums?
McKenda went onto the softs and he pit 1 lap earlier. Interesting.
And look how McKenda is closing the gap between him and Kebab.
Yeah, on the softs.
Just look at the time.
Oh, there's a bit of a battle here going on to turn 1. Icewind up the inside of Remain after he was overtaken by Tunari himself. Side by side through the S's once again. And Remain has to give another place up, down to P15. So after that spin, he was up in the points, getting a good haul. But
And
he's all the
Kopi
way out.
is threatened by Pimi. Down to the straight of the DRS zone. No ERS though. He's gonna dive? No. He's gonna play safe.
Meepo and Loft switching positions too.
Desi losing the spot?
But Danny now is in DRS range of Jarry, and he's activating it on the front straight. Equally RS between the two of them, around 20%. So there are 6 laps remaining. What can Danny do? He's not really got any threat from behind now with the penalty. Even if he gets another one, he's pretty safe from behind, but that would obviously put him out of the running for the lead. He needs to close in on his teammate and see if he can win the race. It might be an exciting finish.
Yes, but you have to check the championship. How many points Yari and Danny have. So they may switch.
Yeah, well, I think only 1 race in. I don't think they'll be doing any team orders, but we will see.
You don't know that. Team orders is for the benefit of the team, you know. The construction championship and all this. Danny has only 20% ERS.
Yeah, same as Jarry too. Who's this? Pemi is going to get past Copy.
They are fighting.
The 6/10 now is the gap between the top 2.
Tunari is going to attack or not? He's very close now. Only a half second. He's not using his ERS. Rami pitted. Probably he's going for the softs. Yes. The hards didn't go well for him. He didn't like it. He had stability issues. Let's see how he will perform with the softs.
So when they cross the line, there'll be 5 laps left and only 4/10 separating the winner from the runner-up.
I see Danny not pushing. He's not using ERS.
I mean, perhaps maybe he's saving it because you could quite easily get re-overtaken. And someone's off in the S's. I think that is Boosted Mess. It is.
Tino, Desi, and Love, they have their own little party over there in the midfield.
Yeah, Tino not had the best race today. We'll want to be further up next round as Danny's having a little look.
Okay. I don't think you are saying that I jinxed him. Do you?
I don't want to curse him, no.
Okay. Up in turn 11, let's see what the DRS will have to provide. He's using his DRS a little bit. And Tino is ahead. Adesi too.
Oh.
But he's going for it. Oh, Love is going.
Oh, nearly. Nearly span.
Oh, it
And
was
he has
very,
span
very
himself.
close.
Oh, Danny, very close. He's going to take the lead into turn 1, is he? Has he gone a bit deep? But he's ahead, and he stays ahead. Both onto 30% now, and Danny is back in the lead of the race where he was at the start. I think Meppo has 9 seconds. Let's have a look. Yeah, 9 seconds for Meepo.
The bad thing about Meepo is going to lose any chance for points. That's a sad thing.
Yeah, with the field so close as well. Right, Yari, can he get back past Danny? It looks like he's too far back.
Danny and Yari are not pushing. They are not pushing enough. So they are just driving around the circuit, just finding out who's faster. That's my opinion. They don't want to risk everything, including second place.
Danny will get DRS off boosted mess soon as well, if he stays ahead before the back straight, which will help him as he gets out of the way.
I was waiting boosted to be higher in the grid, to be honest. I don't know.
Finished.
It was to finish, yeah, about 14th, 13th place, you know.
He finished 11th in the last race, which is a good result for him. Yari, not close enough again. Who's that in turn? Oh, it's Remain again. It's had a bit of a spin. Oh, Danny got a bit deep there, but so did Yari, so it hasn't cost him. Lost 3 seconds.
I'm going to watch Tino. He's at the back of Meepo. The two Alfa Romeo fighting each other. Let's see. DRS enabled for Tino. And you have a Desi a little bit back. Okay. Not a modest, but okay. Nobody fought very viciously to this overtake. And Tino is forming a gap a little bit soon. Let's check the tires. Let me check the tires.
Only 2 laps left now, so Jari, if he wants to win, is going to have to hurry up.
It's a hunt. It's a track that if you are not careful, you're getting 3-second penalty almost in each corner. So you have to be very careful. You're basically when you exit the corner, not when you're entering, because the track tends to push you all the way out.
Oh, Yari, has he got a chance on Danny? He has. He's going down the inside. They're fighting side by side. The two championship protagonists. It's like the good old days. Nico Rosberg versus Lewis Hamilton. This reminds me of as the two McLaren drivers side by side. What a battle this is. Yari knew it was the penultimate lap. If he didn't get it, the lap on the last lap, he has to get it on this one. Still, side by side. And this is wonderful. Yari just ahead. But what's going to happen? Surely they don't crash and lose in 1-2. Yari goes deep, but he keeps the position. But now Danny has DRS. We're on to the final lap. Let's stay with this battle all the way. On board with Danny at the moment on the start-finish straight. The race has come alive here on the final lap. He pulls out. He doesn't see an opportunity. Maybe he does. He's just saving it for the back straight. He doesn't want to be overtaken again. We may see a repeat of this, of what we saw last lap on this one on the final lap, and what a finish that would be, Babalas.
I'm gonna wait until the end of the DRS zone, from where the end of the sector 2 is. Then we will say, because Yari has 8%, 6% DRS, and Danny has 25. So this is the straight that everything will be revealed.
Yeah. So this could decide the race here. Already 4 tenths, 3 tenths. Make that into the 2s now. Yari's going to sail. No, Danny's going to sail past Yari, who's got 0% ERS now. He dives bomb all he can. He's got to keep his shape. He has to make sure that he doesn't spin out or anything like that in frustration. I don't think he's got a chance of getting back past Danny now. There he goes a bit deep. Let's see what happens.
Danny has more ERS anyways. He's about 12%.
Yeah, and as they come across the line, Yari has span. Yari has span. What's going to happen with Kiko? Is he going to get into 3 seconds? He is. He already is. Kiko, is he going to get P2? I think he is. 2.8, 2.5. Danny crosses the line for a famous victory. That's a wonderful end to the race for him, getting past his teammate. Tino past Copy, but Kiko gets the P2. So unexpected. We said Yari couldn't spin, and he did just that. What an end to the race. And it's not over yet, as Copy is on the back of Tino. Tino's going to drop due to penalties. Where is everyone going to finish? Because Meppo down to P10 already with 9-second penalty now. I imagine he'll be around P13 or 14. Copy gets up into P7 as we expected with the penalties. Tino down to P9. Meepo P10. But that's going to change when others cross the line, is it? Not with Icewind, it's not. What about Tunari? No. And what about Loth? No. So Meepo gets a miraculous point, but that was a brilliant race, and that mistake from Yari could be costly in the championship.
I told you, Yari did a very big mistake, in my opinion. He pushed too hard. I don't know why. He had the second place in his pocket, and for some reason he lost his concentration. I don't know what he was going through his mind, but that point. Anyways, the history is now said, and Yari is in the 3rd place.
There we go. Danny with back-to-back wins on 50 points. I don't know who got fastest lap. But he leads the championship by quite a large margin now, you would say. Kiko, I think, will be P2 in the championship with that 2nd place today. But that was a very entertaining race. Came alive in the last 2 laps. And that's lit the spark, hasn't it, for the championship fight between the two McLarens. And Kiko, who's also there to take advantage of any mistakes they might make. Danny makes his way out onto the podium with a little weird dance. I don't know what that is, but he needs to go back to dance lessons, I think. It could have been a McLaren 1-2, and you were talking about it, Babalas, with team orders to benefit the team. It wasn't Danny's fault that he span, but he was probably frustrated that he lost the lead. And he's down into P3. Make sure you get your interview questions in. If you want to ask a specific driver a question, note it in the poll, the Q&A above on the chat. So the winner is Danny. Do you want to take us through the results, Babalas?
The fastest lap is on the Mackinder. Mackinder has the fastest lap with 1:34.9. He was on the soft, I think. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I think he was on the softs. So many fins on this grid. What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the Finnish takeover. There we go. There's the results. Danny wins. Kiko P2. Jari P3. Wouldn't have expected that with 1 lap to go. Justin P4. Yenab 5. Pemi, Copy, Adesi, Tino, and Meepo gets a point. That wasn't expected with his penalties, but he did well at the end of the race. There we go. Get your questions in, and any drivers who want an interview.
Ashwin gained 8th place. 8 spots from P19.
There we go. Let's see who's wanting an interview. Just need to wait for, because my game is I need to turn my game off because otherwise the music will be coming through. What is it? F122. Let's turn that off. There we go. Right, let's see who's wants an interview then. No one wants an interview. Well, we've got questions here for Kiko.
They're probably shy.
Oh yeah, we didn't have a look at our driver of the day. Let's have a look at that now whilst we've got some time. Let me just go and look back at the results again. For Kiko.
They're probably shy.
There we go. So Kiko P3 to P2, Justin P7 to P4. Who would you think your driver of the day is, Babalas?
Yeah, it's difficult because I have you know, I'm biased to some people, you know. So, but I think Ashwin, even he's not in the podium or he's not in the points, gaining 8 places in this race, it's quite something in my book.
Okay. Let's have a look at. Let's speak to Danny, who's in the chat. So is Timo. Hello, Danny. Welcome. Winner again, and that race came to life in the last 2 laps. What was it like from your perspective in the car?
Well, I see it was quite fun, to be honest. I think that's the first race ever where I felt somewhat in control. I could see Yari sliding about and everything, so I knew his tyres or something. He was definitely fully pushing to try get me, which was, well, yeah, what he should be trying, but I just stayed with him. Had the ERS at the end, and yeah, just blitzed past him.
Yeah, it was. There was a good fight on the penultimate lap as well that went side by side. Me and Babalas were wondering if something would happen, but it was sort of Jerry's own fault that he spent losing P2 to Kiko, who...
You were on comms with him.
No, nothing.
Maybe he shouldn't push that much at the last round.
Well, he was probably trying to line up an overtake for the last corner or something. I would have done the same.
Yeah.
I'd have fully done the same.
You had the two top spots in your pocket. That's why I'm asking. It was worth risking it.
Well, probably from his perspective, yes. We both had 3 seconds. He still could have won, so yeah, I think he has every right to go for it.
It was because we were talking about team orders, figuring out what you will do together. That's why I'm asking about communication.
Yeah, nothing. I was on my own. Nothing. No team orders or anything. Makes it fun.
Makes it fun. Yeah, it's fun for us.
Yeah.
John?
Yep. Well, I think... Well, you're definitely leading the championship after 2 wins now, but Kiko is your closest rival, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else to say, really?
Yeah.
It's just another solid race, quite quiet from you until the last few laps, which is always good. And
Yeah.
another win.
Thank you.
So, I hope to see you next week at
And
Paul
no,
Ricard.
I-
That changes the championship.
I am not here for 2 weeks, so
Oh, okay. Well, you're giving yourself the best chance, winning
Yeah,
2 races.
exactly.
So it's up to Kiko and anyone else to take your place at the top step of the podium and see if they can take the championship lead.
I'm using for grabs.
Indeed.
right. Thank you. I'm gonna head off for F1 quali now.
Yeah.
Okay, mate. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. So that was Danny. I think we're done now, aren't we? That was
We have Tino, the driver of the day, according to the game.
yes. Let's bring him in if you want to interview him. Hello, Tino. Welcome to the interview lounge. We were mentioning that it was what happened. You tied in quali, didn't you?
I spun in
You spun.
first corner.
Okay. And then it wasn't your normal pace, but I mean, you're still getting up to what was it, P11, P12, or was it in the points? I can't remember. This is me not
P9.
paying attention. Oh yeah, okay. P9 from the back of the grid is pretty good, especially without any safety cars, etc. But you kept it clean, which is the most important thing. How is it from your perspective? It was very exciting from where we were watching you involved in quite a lot of battles.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but after quali I got like I don't know if it's a glitch, but it said I don't have network connection after the quali, so I had to rejoin, which obviously meant I couldn't choose any tires what I want on or set up changes or anything like that. So I was driving the whole race 50 off diff, and obviously I couldn't take over my car in start. So what happened is my AI car took out Fox, right? And I didn't have the lights, like the starting lights, so I didn't know when my car will take over. So I hit Crystal as well because of that, and got wing damage and had to pit it lap 1, and yeah, just came back to points after having an extra stop. Pretty alright. That's very unfortunate, but what can I do? Need to get the points which are available. You never know. Like, it's short season, so you never know will they be useful, but
Yeah, of course. Changes things, the championship short season. Danny not here the next 2 weeks, of course, so perhaps an opportunity to get in the championship fight. You've definitely got the pace.
yeah.
What are you hoping for the rest of the season? What were your goals coming into it, and have they changed?
I mean, win every race, but apart from Monaco, probably. Just like my worst track, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. Just not gonna practice too much and have fun, and let's see where it takes me.
Well, will we see you next week?
Yeah,
Good.
Yeah.
You don't like
He
France.
is out for blood now. He's out for blood now. You can hear him.
Yep.
Well, thanks for joining us. I
No
think
problem.
we're done for this evening. I'm tired, so I'm gonna go and sleep probably after that
Okay.
race. Thanks for joining us, Tino. See
Yep,
you
thank you. Bye.
next week. Right, well that's a fun race. You got anything else to say, Babalas?
As I said, it would be. I said in the early stages of the stream that it would be a fascinating race. We did have a lot of fights. We were surprised at the two couple of laps, so it was what I was expecting, to say the least.
Okay. Well, are you here next week, Babalas? I think, aren't you? Maybe, perhaps.
What?
Are you here next week?
We have to check. Probably yes, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Well, we'll see you all guys next week. Make sure to tune in on Sunday for No Assists Tier and watch the professionals do the racing. We will see you next week. Well, I will see you next week and hopefully with Babalas again. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Good night, guys.